Hello and welcome to Pantheon the Geeks. This is City Skylines, which came out a couple of days ago when you see this video anyway. That came out yesterday for me, but I'm rambling on now. So here we are. I played SimCity, like a lot of people did, for years, through many editions. And like a lot of people, I was a little bit disappointed with the last edition of SimCity. If you have played SimCity, at any edition and you've enjoyed 1 through 4, then a lot of people were disappointed with the last one. It just didn't seem to work. That was the problem. But here we have City Skylines, which is, some people say, a SimCity clone, but I had a quick play of this when it came out and I enjoyed it so much I decided I would make a video on this to show you guys, if you are interested in SimCity at all, how good this game is. I haven't played much of it, I've only been into about half an hour of it, and I'm already really impressed. So we're going to start a new city. I'm going to show you from scratch. So we're going to start with, these are the starting cities that you get, and they got different sorts of resources, just as you'd expect in SimCity as well. So I don't really know which one to go for. I played on this one the other day. There's 2 rivers, sandy beach. Oh, that's pretty cool. Right, look at that one. River Run. Green Plains. I'm going to with Sandy Beach. Don't know if it's any good or not. It's got 63% for building on, and so on. I think you can set different things like left-hand traffic, but I'm going to just leave this as standard. And let's get into the game. So, here we go. So we have this little Twitter bird here. He goes around, he sits up there. So I'm going to zoom out first, give you an area of the area that you're building in, and you're going to think, oh, I've played SimCity, I've got a tiny little area I've got to build on. Well, not so actually. This is the starting block, which I think is slightly smaller than the whole area of SimCity, last edition. Tell me to build roads, I'll just pause this. There we go. But this is only the starting block. You can actually buy the areas next to it as you go along, and then you can buy the areas next to that. I don't quite know how big it gets, but on the game I had it went 2 tiles the way down and 2 tiles out, so I think you can get quite a large city out of this. So at first I was a bit like, oh no, not a small area again, but then as I got into it I thought, actually this is pretty good, and it works, as far as I'm concerned, better. So what we do, we start with this road here. There you go, as you can see. What I'm actually going to do though, because it's really loud at the moment, I'm going to turn the sound down ever so slightly. I'll just be a moment. So that was deafening me a bit there, so hopefully I'll edit that out if I remember on the recording. Or I might just deafen you all, just for the fun of it. No, that wouldn't be fun at all. Not for any of us. Right, so we're going to start with roads. Well, I'm blabbering on a bit. So, like in SimCity, you can build different shapes of roads, which is cool. I think if you use the page up and page down buttons, you can actually build up and down as you could in SimCity, so you can build a bridge over a road kind of thing. That I haven't actually tried yet, but probably will do at some point during the playthrough. So I'm just going about all over the place like a boxer here, trying to dodge things, I don't know why. So what I found is if we start with an island on here, it means the traffic flows really well. I've done it, did it on the city I did before, and I did it on another city that I tried just afterwards, just to see if it did the same thing. It did, so I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to build like a circular bit onto this. I'm going to try and make it a bit better than the last one looked, because it looked a bit awful. This isn't going very well to start with. Oh well, it's not too bad. It's better than the last one, put it that way. So we've got like a circular bit going on here. Now in SimCity, if you've played that, you would probably remember in the earlier editions of SimCity we'd build things in donuts, as they were called, but like blocky donuts. I haven't tried that in this yet. I just went a bit crazy and just built whatever I felt like. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try the donut thing. I'm going to try the blocky bit. I don't quite know how big to build them though. I'm actually going to build some straight roads. Oh, it's not very straight. What's going on there? Come on. There we go. So I'm going to build a straight road to there and then give it a little bit of an intersection there. And we'll have some roads in between. Like so. So these could be we'll mark these up as residential areas. And so we'll look at the whole map. So what I might do, I'll put the industry up here for now, but I might buy this tile up here and move the industry further up later on. Oh, if you want to know where things are, if you click on this, I'll try to build on an area that if you click on this button here, later on it'll tell us where the resources are, which will be quite handy. Luckily, when the first playthrough, I actually built farms right above the farming resource, which is just really lucky because obviously at this point I can't tell where anything is. So let's move this off here. And we'll just have a straight road for that for now. So that's going to be industry. And if we bring a road down here, kind of make this the main road to the city. And we'll have a little bit of a crossroads going in if we can. That'd be great. No, I'm going to leave that for now. I've got enough roads for starting anyway. So all these little blocks are what you can actually turn into districts of different sorts. So you've got zoning, if you will, just like in the SimCity games. We have residential zones which are green, like so. You can use different sizes of paint brushes, so you can actually paint an area like that. You can get a little area like that if you just want to do a little area, and single blocks if you just want to do single blocks, or you can just go to fill like I had at the beginning and fill the whole area up like so. So all these areas are going to be residential, and down here is a little residential meter saying we need loads of residential, so we're going to put all this into residential zones like that, and bring that one along there, around the back. We'll leave that blank in case we want to extend the road, and we'll do that as well, so that's cool. Then we want some industrial, so we're going to make this bit over here industrial, away from the residential a bit. Now what this does, it can make pollution, and if you played SimCity games, which I keep going back to, you'll know that building your industry next to your residential is a bad idea. You need to leave a bit of a gap for pollution. But this game's also got noise pollution in it as well, so you need to make sure it's not too noisy. So we'll make this like a shopping road, shall we? So it's like the main street. That's not too bad. That'll do for now. Tidy that up a bit. So we zoned the first few areas, that's cool. But our city needs a couple of things. It needs power. So we've still got 50 grand left, that's good. So we're going to put in a wind turbine. It's still, well, you've got two options at the beginning. You've got a coal power plant and you've got the wind turbine. But maybe I should go for coal on this, I don't know. Maybe I should just, on the previous one I went for wind because I thought it might be better for pollution, but maybe I could try coal. Maybe pollution 50, noise pollution 50. That's a lot of money, but I do need a lot of wind turbines to produce the same amount of power. What does this produce? 0 to 8 megawatts. And this produces 40. Ooh. Maybe I'm gonna go coal on this. Normally I wouldn't go coal. I'm gonna go coal. So it must be placed on a roadside. Oh, well that's different to these because you don't need to place these on the roadside. You can place them anywhere you want. Yeah, I'm going to start with a wind turbine now. I'm going to be a coward and I'm going to start with a wind turbine. But if you go over different areas, it'll show you where the power is. So you can see there, that's 7 megawatts, would it be? Megawatts of power? That's only 3. So the darker areas produce more power. So we can have this pretty near our industry and away from the residential, because that zone around it is where the noise pollution goes. Do we want 2 to start with? Well, 1 to start with, I think. So this area around it, this is the actual power grid it's got. So what we want to do is extend the power grid using pylons. We want to extend it over here to the industrial sector. We want to extend it all the way over here. It's probably looking really ugly, but I can change this later on if I want. So that should do the commercial. This should connect up to the residential area, like so. So when I unpause this, hopefully all this will have power, but we'll see how it unfolds basically. The other thing you're going to need straight away is water. This tile's only got a small area of water on it to start with, so let's move to the water zone. If we go to a pumping station, there's two kinds of water we're going to need. We're going to need water in and water out. That's a sewage pipe there, or water drain pipe, same sort of thing. So the flow of the river on this map, it's quite a small water area on this map actually. It's coming down here. This is what the little arrows mean. So we don't want to build the sewage pipe here and then build the water pump there, because it's just going to push sewage into the water pipe, and that's going to make everyone really ill and sick and vomit, and everyone's going to be drinking poo, and that's not good. So we're going to put the intake pipe there, and I'm going to put the outtake pipe there, because we have to place it on water, and I can't place it over here, so it's going to have to go there for now, because I'm going to need it from the beginning. And then the other option you've got is, if you are completely landlocked, you do have water towers. They can go anywhere, but I'm not going to use them on this one because I want to build some pipes and show you how they work. So if you played the latest SimCity, you won't know anything about pipes or power grids, because everything just followed the roads, and then you had to build roads in awkward places to connect things up, and it got a bit annoying at times. But previous SimCities had different power grids and pipes to the roads. This is the same as that. It's cool. So I much prefer that, to be honest. It gives you a bit more control over the city then. So what we have here, we need to connect that up, and if we also connect this up to that, or around there, like so, and then we shall bring these pipes approximately a straight line to the main road here. We can follow the road up here to the centre, then out to the industries, then back from the centre and along to residential zones. I have to do double there. Back off that, go that way, and connect it back up there, like so. And we'll have to connect these two up to power. So back to the power tab. See, they've got their own little power grid, so all I have to do is put something there like that. And this will come across, like so. And then we should connect this up to this area here. Do that. Cool. So that's basically the starting bit. And let's just unpause this now and see what happens. We've got 15 grand left. Let's move back to that view. So we've got the help there, telling us how to build elevator roads. And we also get these Twitter alerts up here. It does look just like Twitter. I think they've a bit of licensing there, but you'll get some helpful hints, and you'll also get people just bitching about whatever they feel like as well. So we've got here the residential zones building up, which is great. It's like a jungle, that bit. Cool. Jungle paradise. Awesome sauce. So they're all pretty happy there. Let's move across, see what's going on. Nothing's going on over here yet. Okay. So we've got massive residential demand still. People are moving into the city, apparently. We're in a deficit at the moment. That's how we always start. That's how I always start anyway, in a massive deficit. And try and dig myself out of it. But unlike SimCity, my other cities started working really well, and I've started to take it slowly. In SimCity I had to do it really quickly, and then it was a hell of a balancing act, and nothing seemed to work. It didn't make any sense on what you were doing. Traffic was a nightmare. On this it doesn't seem to be too bad, though putting these intersections down is a bit of a struggle. It was a right mess. You should have seen it. Oh man. But this is looking pretty good so far. Lakedale. I'm not sure about the name. Maybe I can come up with another name. Maybe I could call it something. Maybe Paultoria. Yeah, name it after myself. Geek Town, maybe. Pantheon of the Geeks. Geek Town. Geekton. Oh, that's interesting. Geekton on Sea. That'll do. If it'll fit. Geekton. We'll go with Geekton on Sea. That's good. Like that. Geekton on Sea. There we go. And there's this. Well, it's not really a sea. It's more of a river. Maybe the sea's out that way. We'll find out later when we expand. Or maybe we should have called it after the jungle. Oh well. Another thing you can do in this is name districts. Well, I'll get to that later when it unlocks. I'll show you that. You can actually name areas and give areas different specializations, which is really cool. Hopefully I'll get to that soon. But with any city building game, if you've ever played them, it takes a long time to do anything. So these will probably be quite long videos with me just going on and on and on about random stuff, hopefully. I won't bore the crap out of you. If it does, I'm sorry. If it doesn't, great. Hopefully I'll get Claire on a bit later as well and show what I've done, because she played SimCity with me too. But it was the first time she played it, the last edition as well, because it was multiplayer for the first time ever. But they went and focused far too much on the multiplayer and not actually on making the game work. So no matter what we did, we couldn't get the cities to work. She got really frustrated with it. So she's not really into the city building game at the moment, but maybe I can convince her. Maybe I can convince her that this is better, because I think it is. Apparently we got a mysterious cult leader that predicts the end of the world again. Hashtag end is nigh. Oh dear. I never use hashtags. I don't think I'll ever be in a situation where I need to use a hashtag. Weird. So cool, these buildings are building here. We've got these cool trees. I love the trees in this, actually. I'm not sure if the detail is you can't zoom in quite as far, I don't think, as in SimCity. The detail isn't quite as sharp, but I like this. I really do. I like how it looks. There's something about it I really like, and it runs really well so far. I don't know what it's going to be like when we get a massive city. It'll probably lag to hell, especially if I'm recording it. Fraps will probably kill it, but we shall see. So we're doing alright. We're still in a deficit though. Apparently we need industry, but I've got a load here that's not being used. Okay. Yeah, we should build some more. How much money have I got? Build a couple more roads coming off. Yeah, I'll just come this way for a bit. I do want to move my industry away from this area though, I think. No, I'll not do that, it's wasting time. I'll just put a bit more zoning in, put it back on fill for easiness. Okie dokie. The other thing we need to build eventually is a dump. So we can actually use a dirt road for that. I'll just build it kind of over here. Let's move that out. So these are the dirt roads. These are your cheapest roads. There you go. Dirty road. A dirt track. And you can build along them as normal, but I don't want to because they look horrible. You do get some very cool looking roads later. This one here, for instance, it's got trees along the side. That looks really cool. I don't know if you can see it there on the preview. I really like the look of that. I'd only just unlocked them in my town. I think if you watched the intro to this, you might have seen a bit of the town when it was in its earlier days. That kind of got demolished and started again. This is coming on quite well. We're still at a deficit. Oh, the budget panel. I'll show you that quickly. There's not much to show at the moment. We've just got water and electricity income and outgoings, so we are running at a deficit at the moment. But if we get more people into the town, it should balance itself out. Once it balances itself out, we can start to look at do some other stuff. Info windows. I don't want to know that. Thank you very much. So we've got some commercial zones here. Cool. Look at this. Big Bite. It's a restaurant. Sure it is. What's this? Bug spray van. Oh, well, I'm not eating at that restaurant if it's got bug sprays in it. Oh god. It's an ice cream place. This is a drugstore. Okay, which sells ice cream. Drugs in the ice cream, maybe? Maybe ice cream is a drug. Makes me feel better. What's this place? The Quiet Corner Shop. operating normally. Cool. Fair enough. Big Bite Restaurant. That's another one. It's a franchise. Don't talk. There's three in one town. Oh, this is just like real life. It's like having 3 Costa coffees there. Oh dear. Or 3 Starbucks or something like that. For really lazy people that can't be bothered to walk 5 more meters. Oh, the industry's building up. There we go. Cool industry. This can be changed. I'll show you that as soon as I get the zoning thing. Because this is obviously polluting normal sort of industry. We can change that around a bit, which wasn't a thing in SimCity, which was a bit of a shame. Which is already makes this game a bit superior for me. Let's see this. This is the box factory. This makes boxes. Okay. It's loud as hell though in my earphones. I hope it's not so bad on the video. Please let me know in the comments if there's something wrong with the sound, or I'll adjust it in the next recording session. What else have we got here? Got Garments Limited. Alright, cool. And Goods Unlimited. And Ready to Wear Limited. And another Ready to Wear Limited. Oh, they must be big. Ready to Wear Limited. Sounds interesting. Another box factory. Frank's Fish Stick Factory. Ace. Well, Frank, if you're going to be making fish sticks in my town, I hope you pay your taxes on it. Don't know where you're getting your fish from. Don't have a port or anything yet. We'll work on that. This place has got power. Not enough electricity. Oh, big problem. Right, so there you go. So we got this little thing up here. It tells us how much electricity we've got. If you hadn't noticed it before, it took me a little while to notice it the first time I played through. But you can see we're in the yellow zone, so we're going to have a few brownouts. So we're going to have to throw another wind turbine down if we're doing that. And I can go there. And you can see the grid just connects to the next bit of grid there. As you can see, as the houses build, they make their own grids. So they'll fill themselves up. So you only need to connect one little bit up. And that's really cool as well. You're not having pylons going everywhere. And like that. So we're actually in the green. Cool. For the first time. So we've got plus 40 population and nearly, well, it's just gone down a bit, but nearly 200. There we go, 200, just as I said it. Geeks on Sea is actually making a bit of profit now. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah. So